Yo, welcome back to the channel On The Go Chicago, where we talk all things Chicago sports and sports in general. It's your boy Mike B. Got my man's Big O with me. Today episode is not going to be about Chicago Bulls, Chicago Bears. We're going to talk some NBA playoffs. We'll give our biggest surprise throughout the NBA playoffs, prediction for the conference finals. And then probably touch on the draft lottery in a bit. How you feeling today, Big O?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. It's a new day. Got game one Eastern Conference Finals tonight. It's gonna be very exciting, man. Hey, I can't wait, man. I'm putting my best through as we speak.
Sure, man. Today gonna be should be a great game. I'm hoping for a good game between these Boston's and Miami Heat. First up, we're just gonna talk about playoff surprises. Anything surprised you so far throughout the playoffs?
Luka Doncic. For one, right now he's number one on my board for him to take down the Phoenix Suns almost single-handedly with the help of Brunson and Dinwiddie and Finney-Smith and those guys. I mean, right now I think we're seeing Luka transform into probably a top 5 player right now. And another guy that you mentioned on the other, so Jason Tatum, and I know we all been waiting on him to take that next step. I think we're seeing that as well.
Yeah, I agree. Jason Tatum is one of my surprises, just because he already reached the Eastern Conference Finals before, but that team was like too young to beat that LeBron James team, even though they put up a good fight. Yeah, I feel like this year, now that you could say he's mature, probably can say he's a veteran. I think it's time that he can get over that hump with this team and the way he playing, especially taking out the Brooklyn Nets. To be honest, I had the Brooklyn Nets winning that series in 7, and the way they played defense and swept the Brooklyn Nets, and then they played Giannis. Again, I had Giannis, being them. So Boston been proving me wrong every round. So it's like, yeah, I gotta give respect to that group of guys, and Jason Tatum after him. So
yeah, I actually saw a stat yesterday too. I think the last Eastern Conference Final they lost in a bubble. They actually it wasn't the last time they got put out. I think it was the last 3 times they got put out, which was by Milwaukee. Yeah. It was the Heat in the bubble, and they also got put out, I think, by the Cleveland, or was it the Nets? But I gotta, don't quote me on it, but it was some stat showing that they took out all 3. Well, if they put out Miami, it'd be the last 3 teams that they had to play in the last few playoffs. So yeah, with that's a pretty cool feat to have behind you if you're Jason Tatum.
I think they had to, out of every team, I think they had the toughest road so far. The Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, now the Miami Heat. So if to beat Miami, knock them off, you gotta tip your hat off. And another surprise, well, not surprise, is somebody who's playing real good. Jimmy Butler been playing real good. I wasn't too high on the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler averaging the most he ever averaged in an indie playoff series, 28 points per game. So shout out to Jimmy.
Shout out to Jimmy Butler, my boy.
Speaking of Jimmy Butler, next topic is Eastern Conference Finals. We got the Boston Celtics taking on the Miami Heat. Before we get to our series prediction, what's your take on this series?
Yeah, I think it's going 6 or 7. It's going the distance. I think the winner of this series is probably going to come down to the 3-point shot. I know a lot of people say defense, but I think this series won't lack any defense. This series is going to have lots of defense in it. So I think the team that can shoot the most threes will probably win this series, just in my opinion.
I agree with you. I think this series coming down who's make the most shots, who can outscore the opponent. Like I said, both teams got great defense. They got dogs on each team. I will probably give the edge to Boston. I feel like Boston kind of a tad bit better offensively, and I don't know what's going on with Kyle Lowry. This series is a series that Duncan Robinson need to have himself a series if they want to win this series against Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do think Boston has the nod when it comes to offensive weapon. I'm interested to see what Spo do with Jimmy. My initial take, I think Jimmy probably take Tatum tonight, and as good as a defender Jimmy is, I just think Tatum he's elevated to one of those guys that you can't stop me, and I think Jimmy will make it hard on him, but then on the other side of the court, you got Jaylen Brown. So who is they going to put on him? They're going to put Max Strus on him. I seen him play pretty solid defense. I wouldn't put him in nowhere near close to Jimmy Butler. Maybe he's a little tad better than Duncan Robinson as a defender. Yeah. But, maybe he's a little better than Hero as a defender. So is Max Strus going to have to play 40 minutes and play great defense to guard Jaylen Brown. So I'm interested to see what they do about those two. But to flip the coin, if Miami win this series, I think they're going to need Oladipo showing, because I think he can be the one player that can offset the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown combo. They're going to need Oladipo to come off the bench and help Jimmy in some scoring along with the three-point shooters that they have around them.
Yeah, somebody got to step up, whether it's Oladipo, whether it's Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. If Larry returns, somebody needs to step up and be that second guy to Jimmy Butler, because we know Jaylen Brown is the second guy to Jason Tatum, and then they got Marcus Smart. Horford can give you some buckets. Can't forget about Derek White.
Yeah.
Boston got some.
They deep. Yeah, they deep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, they deep. My predicting, I'm leaning towards Boston. I'm gonna take Boston in 7. That's my prediction for this one.
So what's your prediction for tonight's game?
Tonight, I'm gonna take Miami Heat tonight. Right. I think the Miami Heat come out. They at home. I think that if Boston come out and steal this game tonight, and as we've seen in the last series with Boston and Milwaukee, they both was taking home court from each other time and time again, was flip-flopping. But I think it's very important for Miami to come out here and get the first win, because I think Boston is rolling hot right now. They took down Giannis, probably the best player left in the playoffs. They took down Kevin Durant first round. I mean, just trying to get inside the mind of Jason Tatum in the Boston Celtics locker room. I think they feel like this is going to probably be a much easier series from them as far as like talent-wise, So I like Miami to come out here and win tonight. The 3-point shots fall. I think Jimmy Butler have a 20 plus night tonight, and I take Miami tonight.
Yeah, we on the same page here. I got Boston in 7, and I do believe Miami take game 1. This Miami Heat team, it's like, if I'm Boston, I'm walking in this series. I don't want them to get too big-headed, even though they have beaten Kevin Durant and Kyrie and Giannis. It's just like, all right, now we got Miami team. We just beat Kevin Durant and fucking Giannis, 2 out of the top 5 players in this league. Not saying it should be a cakewalk, but I cannot choose Miami over Boston. Not after the way they've been playing, both of the teams that they beat and how they beat them. Like, I totally think agree. Boston defense will frustrate Jimmy Butler, and they got streaky shooters. So I just think Boston just the overall better team. But I believe they'll put up a nice fight.
Yeah,
and I want to say 6, but just because I'm going to say 7, because anything possible. But yeah, overall, the Boston Celtics get the job done. Probably being 6, I'm saying 7.
Yeah, we both appreciate Jimmy Butler, but we believe he can get them to 7. Because any other scenario, I'd probably take 6. Like you was just saying, I think that Bam Adebayo, when you put him down there and he got to deal with Horford and Robert Williams, I think that kind of canceled, each other out. I think eventually, like they'll end up beating Miami on the boards with those two down there. Then they bring in Tice off the bench. I
Mm.
know Deadman. Miami like to bring Deadman in. I think he's a solid backup, but I still think if Robert Williams is healthy down there with Horford, I think there'll be a little bit too much on the rebounds down there for them.
Yeah, for sure. Like I just think that Boston Celtics team is going to be like too much for this Miami Heat team, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over in 6. I'm just saying 7 just to be on the safe side. This Boston team
I'm
just
right with you.
it's legit, man.
I'm
Like
right with you. I can see 6 too, but
yeah,
the Jimmy Butler, I just like maybe he can sneak out, an extra win somewhere in there. So
and,
a really close one.
and I just think Jason Tatum, like he wanted to get over this hump of getting past
Yeah,
the Eastern Conference Finals and just get into that finals, and I think it happened for him.
yeah. I think this is
So
definitely they best year.
so so we both agree on this one. Let's see if we agree on this next series, the Western Conference Finals. The Dallas Mavericks taking on the Golden State Warriors. First and foremost, what's your opinion about this series?
I think this will be a good series. I'm kind of like kind of on the fence with this one because I didn't see Dallas beating Phoenix. So
Man,
like my mind and my heart, like Golden State is gonna win this series. But after seeing Luka Doncic, what he did to the Phoenix Suns, just set them apart like that. Like it was a stat with him where he scored more than Devin Booker for the series. He assisted more than Chris Paul through the series. He rebounded more than Aiden through the series. He got more steals than Mikal Bridges
yeah,
through the series. One guy. So, I think that this is the biggest challenge for Luka. I think
yeah,
that
for
if,
sure.
if he can get through Steph Curry and these Warriors, man, yeah, he's going to go into probably a top 2, top 3 player for me going in the next season. But my heart and my mind still, I'm gonna take Golden State in 6. But I'm a little. I want to see tonight's game how it's going to
Yeah,
look. I want to see how they're going to defend him. I know they're going to probably put Draymond Green on Luka. I know they're going to put Wiggins on him. I'm hearing maybe
they
Kaminga.
they got pieces to throw at Lucas. It's all about can they have success with guarding Luke? Like you said, they got Wiggins, Kaminga, Draymond Green. You can even throw Clay Thompson at them. I want to say Otto Porter is a solid defender. He ain't a world beater, but he's solid. But yeah, they got pieces they can throw at Luka.
Yeah, I'm right with you. Tonight I'm gonna take Golden State to win tonight. I think they win in a close one. Um, and like I said, I part of me because I'm a big fan of underdog. I love the underdogs, so I have a big habit of picking them. But it's hard to believe that Dallas going to get through Phoenix and then get through Golden State. I have to see it. So no shade to Luka. I got a lot of respect for you, brother. But if you Golden State, man, that's like the master on Mortal Kombat. We on that last stage, man. Like, like this is actually another series. I think that the 3-point line is going to win this series. Like both teams shoots lots of threes, so I think that when you compile that with the bodies they can throw at Luka and the 3-point shooting, I think that they can slow Luka down just enough, or maybe they slow down Brunson just enough where if Dinwiddie and Finney Smith, those guys not making a lot of shots, that, it's Luka pretty much by himself again, scoring 30 plus and not getting a lot of help. So I take definitely Golden State at 6 in this one.
Yeah, we kind of finally disagree on something. This Luka surprised me. Like I said, I always give credit when somebody proved me wrong. Once he went down with that injury, I wrote them off against the Utah Jazz. Then that his supporting cast came out, jumped on a 2-1 lead. They beat Utah. I choose Phoenix because Phoenix was the most complete team to me. They beat Phoenix, and I think there you're seeing some type of blueprint of how to build the perfect team around Luka. I like the Jason Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie, both guys who can get their own shot and still play off him. I still want to see if they can get a true number two, somebody who can play off him as well, but still can take over. I feel like Kristaps could have been that, but he could have stayed his ass on the floor. So I'm curious to see what moves they make to get him a sure number two, because you can't win well, you could win the championship, but I don't
Anything
think
can
it's
happen, right?
yeah, I don't think it's possible. But
Yeah.
I got the Warriors winning this series. I agree with you in six. I just think this Warriors team got a lot of firepower on that offense. You got Steph, Clay, Andrew Wiggins can get you a game or two. Jordan Poole, Draymond, Otto Porter can have a nice shooting night that can win you a game off the bench. Kuminga can, can go off. And it's crazy. They playing so good. And Wiseman is not even like, I can't wait to see him inserted into this Golden State Warriors team. But I got Dallas winning game one though. That's where I'm gonna disagree with you. I think Dallas come out confident, and I think Luka goes off. The Warriors had like a little bit of rest. They come out kind of funky.
Yeah.
And I think Dallas just shock everybody and win game one. But overall, I think the Warriors win the series. But I'm not anything impossible. Luka could do some Luka magic shit and beat the Warriors. But
I actually can see that happening. I can actually envision Dallas winning tonight, because you're right. You made some good points. Golden State come out a little funky, and right now Dallas is rolling high. Like even Lucas said it after they beat Phoenix. He said, "I just can't stop smiling. I just can't stop smiling." I'm pretty sure they feeling real good right now.
And he plays so happy. I don't think I never see anybody who just plays and always smiling, bro.
Yeah,
that's Luka.
Yeah. I think on the TNT, they interviewed him on TNT, and they were saying that they was kind of disappointed that he took an interview. But they was like, "Hey, if it was us like in a game 7, ain't no way I'm taking an interview. You're not gonna." So they was like, "We didn't even want to ask him no question. We just told him good luck." And then what he do? He come out there and smack Phoenix after taking an interview before the game. So
it's crazy. He fell into the right situation. He could have been on the Sacramento. He could have been with the Hawks, but Dallas traded for him. And
Phoenix takes 8 over him too.
Yeah, 8-2, and that's crazy.
Like, just imagine Luka.
Yeah, I just want to say that, man. Woo.
Yeah, so you know what? But they giving me kind of this feeling, and I can't say I'm feeling it yet, but I'm feeling it a little bit. They kind of giving me that 2011 Mavs vibe, like when they swept the Lakers, when Kobe was fresh off a championship, then they went in. I think they beat San Antonio, and they was doing it from the 3-point line. It was just Dirk, post move, fade away, and 3-point shooters around him. And I looked at that versus Phoenix. I'm like, wow, like they beating every team they wasn't supposed to beat, basically off the 3-point line. Like, they're giving me them 2011 Mavs vibe, but we got to see, if they can beat the master at the 3-point line and the Golden State Warriors.
Ooh, good. They got some players on that team, some offensive weapons on that team. And it's crazy because just look at Philly could have had Tatum as well. It's weird how a lot of these drafts just fall.
I have read something the other day too. Well, not the other day. Last night I was reading on something. They was like, the Bulls could have actually tanked and grabbed Luka, but they kind of blamed it on Mirotic. I think Mirotic had like a hot streak or something like that, and kind of won us a few more games that got us out the lottery.
And look, I'm looking at this draft class. Just imagine this. In the 2017 draft class, Jason Tatum went 3rd to the Boston. Let's just say Boston take Josh Jackson. Tatum fall to number 4. Following year, you got Tatum and Booker. Then you get Luka. Oh
my goodness! What? Man. Oh man, that's sick. That'd have been a new OKC, the Kevin Durant, Harden, Westbrook version of OKC if the Celtics would have
That
pulled that off. If they'd have
that would
pulled
have been
that'd
crazy.
have been nasty. Yeah, that'd have been, oh my goodness.
Hey,
Man.
that would have been nasty because you got Tatum and Booker can play off the ball. Luka just run point. Whew.
Oh man. Yeah, that I know a lot of teams kind of kicking themselves a little bit right now, even though they doing good for themselves, but it's kind of like, you think about it, like what you could have had, like, wow, why
Yeah.
we didn't go for it. So, same thing with the Trae Young. Atlanta could have had Luka as well. They did a draft night swap. Even as good as Trae Young, I love Trae
Yeah.
Young, but we talking about Luka right now. So,
Yeah,
I'm
Luka.
pretty sure Atlanta kind of feel like we probably should have just kept Luka.
Yeah. Just because I just think Luka gonna overall have the better career. Not saying
Career.
Trey Young can't have a good career, but I just
Yeah, it's a little bit harder for smaller guards in this
yeah.
league. You got the roster got to be perfectly built around him. Opposed to Luka, you put some shooters around him and some defenders. He big enough to take on a lot of
Yeah.
bigger guys. So the size matters
Cause
in this league.
you gotta double team Luca,
Yeah,
which
you
leave the
got
shooters
to.
open.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So it's a little bit easier to play Trey 1-on-1 if you got a good defender, as we've seen at
Yeah.
IO and some really good defenders where you
Ben
can.
Simmons.
Yep, Ben Simmons. Yep. So they kind of take him away because of his size. No shade, but if he was a little bit bigger, it'll make that trade a little bit more even.
Yeah.
But they still got a good one in trade. They just got to get it together, give them the right pieces around
Yeah.
them.
Speaking of draft, we got the lottery tonight. What's your thoughts on the lottery?
Well, I'm interested to see if we, because I think they said the lowest we can go is 18. Is that what it is? The
I
lowest.
I think so.
So I'm hoping for some luck tonight.
For the Bulls?
For the Bulls.
Uh,
Is the Bulls out? Is they locked? Is they locked? Let me
yeah,
see.
I think
Let
that
me check.
18 pick is locked for. Yep, I'm looking at it right. Yeah, it's 18.
Okay, so the Bulls is locked.
Yeah,
So we're only focusing on 1 through 11, right?
one through potentially 1 through 14. But they still got a slight percent chance of moving up, but it's usually not too crazy where 11 to 14 really
Okay,
move
so it
up.
ain't, yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna just hope for the best, if they can move up. I'm trying to read on it now, but
But
uh,
one thing for sure, we can watch this lottery. Not the Bulls not in the lottery for the first time in what 5 years, so we can
yeah,
sit here and just.
yeah, yeah.
But
That's for sure.
if you had to predict 1 through 4, what would you predict? How you think the lottery will fall? Who you think 1 through 4 would be?
Um,
Right now, as it stands, Houston number 1, Magic 2, Detroit 3, OKC 4, Indiana 5, Portland 6, and Sacramento 7.
yeah. I honestly, because some wild things happen, I can see Portland probably
Mm,
bumping
me,
up in that top 4.
hey, that's crazy. I was thinking the same exact thing, bro.
Yeah, I can see them having kind of like a New Orleans type of year when they end up bumping up. I can see that happening. The Sacramento Kings. Now that's a team that I know Mike Brown just got that job, but I don't know. Like it's something about like they get all these good players.
Yeah,
They get good picks. They don't make always the best pick, or they get good players and they can't hold on to them. They can't do nothing with them. So to me, it
I,
don't even matter if
yeah. I don't.
Sacramento, but
To
it's
me,
just
I don't think they know what direction they want to go. Like I don't think they don't know what direction the team they want to go, or how they want to build their team. I don't think they really.
yeah, that management and ownership, they need to get that together over there, But
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Mike Brown a little luck. OKC, that's another team. I think that I like the pieces they had last year. The guy Giddy, I
Mhm.
always for the last 2-3 years I loved Shea Gilders Alexander, So I think that's a team that the West gonna have to watch out for because I
Yeah,
think
for
out of
sure.
nowhere they just gonna be a good team. Ain't nobody gonna see it coming because with the young pieces and the draft picks they got, So they got them slotted at 4. Um, I mean the Pistons gonna be building. They gonna probably be in the top 4, and then you got the Magic. So I think any one of those two with the Rockets, those was probably like the 4 worst teams. I think they all gonna have a shot at some of these young guys. Because I've been reading up on this guy Shat Holmgren. If I'm saying that right, they've been talking about him a little bit. They giving him,
I think he seemed like an OKC type of pick.
yeah, he seemed like it. Yeah, he one of those guys that can shoot it, stretch the floor,
Him and Giddey.
Yeah, and they say he got like Rudy type of defense, but he's shooting from 3. Rudy Gobert when I say that. So, that's gonna be interesting.
I'm going with Portland, like you said. Portland, I think Portland going to crack the top 4. Number 4, number 3, I got OKC. Number 2, I'm going with Detroit, and I think the Rockets will win the lottery. That's I'm.
That sound about right. Yeah.
So
yeah, that sound about right. I think Indiana end up on the outside of the top 4.
Somebody gonna move into the top 4, and I just think Portland going to do it, and it's going to be about should they trade that pick or should they let it rock, or should they just trade Dame and start a full blown rebuild? So
yeah, and some that's blowing my mind now is that we seen a New Orleans team that was on the brink of going to the second round, and they have a lottery pick, so it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that pick. Do they even keep it? Yeah, they probably can move it and get another piece with Zion coming back next year. That's a team in a really good position right now.
For sure, man. For sure. Like I just think they need. Well, I can't even say a playmaker because I do like. I think CJ and Brandon Ingram can play make, but I still get just a playmaker who look to play make first. Those guys don't look to play make first.
Ricky Rubio, some guy who can play minimum minutes but still get in there. And Ricky Rubio, before he tore his ACL, had a great season in Cleveland. Yeah, they part of one of the big reasons Cleveland was killing. So, yeah, I like Ricky Rubio for a few teams actually. I wouldn't mind seeing him in a Bulls uniform, but
true. So yeah, that's our draft lottery prediction. We both think that Portland gonna sneak in the top 4. Can't wait to see. I'm always intrigued about watching the draft lottery. Even though these last few years, the Bulls been in it. It feels nice to watch it, knowing that we pick 18th, and I know we probably can find some talent at 18, or we can package that pick and try to find somebody else. So
yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
We're gonna break down all that closer as we get to draft day right
night.
now. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this episode, man. Another one in the books. Mike B, you can follow me on Twitter at ChiCityMikeB, or follow the channel Twitter at OTGCS Sports, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify at OTGCS Sports. Big O, tell the people where they can find you.
Find me on Twitter at the Big O64. Follow me there. Chop it up with me. I'm always online. So again, on Twitter at the Big O64. Give me a follow. Let's talk some hoops.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy this game tonight. I know you're gonna be watching as well. Hopefully we get a good game 1, a tight game 1. Maybe have we seen overtime yet? Have you been an overtime game?
Have it been? I don't think it's been an overtime game yet. Not in these, at least in this last round. I can remember the first round, probably not either. And I don't think we've seen one. We almost seen one. I think a couple teams pulled out some quick ones, some quick last, down to the wire baskets to make sure we didn't get one. But
so hopefully we see some OT, get a good game 1. I really like both of these conference games, the Warriors and the Mavericks. and the Heat and the Celtics. So
Yeah.
without further ado, let's get up out of here. You guys stay safe, stay blessed. On the go Chicago, Mike B, Big O. We out.